Hi darlings, it's story time and it's our last story together. It's the last day of Ocean Week. It's Friday and it's our last story together. I'm not going to make any more story videos anymore. This is our last one. But you can always watch all my other videos, okay darlings? All right, so this is actually, I'm really happy to read this story to you on our last story time, right? I'm really happy to read this particular story. This story is, this book is called Zero, and the author is Catherine Otoshi. Now, Catherine Otoshi wrote another great book that I read to you called One. Do you remember that book? I love that book. That was a really good book. And she also wrote this book called Zero. You ready for the story? And, oh, do you hear the ocean? Do you hear it? Yeah, I like the sound. Zero, oh, I forgot to tell you that Catherine Otoshi, she is the one who put the pictures inside, and she's the one who created the story. She's the writer. She's the author. She's the illustrator. She has a lot of jobs, huh? It's exciting. Ready? Zero was a big round number. That's a big round number. You see it? When she looked at herself, she just saw a hole right in the center. Every day she watched the numbers line up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She wanted to count too. But how could a number with nothing become something? How? Zero felt empty inside. She felt empty. She watched one having fun with the others. Oh, they're all having a good time, but she's sad. One was solid and strong with bold strokes and squared corners. Zero was big and round with no corners at all. If I were like one, then I could count two, she thought. Oh. So she pushed and pulled, she stretched and straightened, she forced and flattened, and finally became... Let's see what she became. Zero. She sighed. She went like this. That's called sighing. She sighed. Becoming like one was too much of a stretch. 8 and 9 rolled into the scene. If you double yourself up, you'd be like me, said 8. So 0 twisted and turned to try to be 8. Or you could be a 9 with a long line, said 9. So 0 pinched and puckered to try to be like 9. She's trying so hard to be like somebody else, huh? But 0 could only be 0. We're on our way to join the others. Come count with us, they said. 0 felt deflated. That means sad. 8 and 9 were numbers with value. Of course they count. How could they know how she felt? Zero had a new thought. If she could impress the numbers that give her value, she'd leap, she'd soar, she'd sizzle, she'd shine. She'd make a grand entrance and floor them all. 0 began to roll faster and faster and faster. She leaped, flying, soaring, rocketing. Wow! Right into 1, who knocked over 2, who fell into 3 and 4, toppled 5 and 6, who crashed into 7 and 8, where they all ended up in a big pile on 9. All the numbers were bent out of shape. You see that? She's trying so hard, huh? It's no use trying, sobbed 0. What does sobbed mean? It's no use trying. She's crying. I'll never have value. I'll never be part of the count, she said. It's what's inside that counts the most, pointed out Seven. Seven is trying to be a nice friend to her. Zero looked at herself. But what if I don't have anything inside? Every number has value, said Seven. Be open. You'll find a way. Ooh, he's being kind. He's encouraging her. That's wonderful. Suddenly, Zero saw herself in a new light. I'm not empty inside. I'm open. Look at, I'm shining bright. Look at that. I'm so shiny inside and bright. Zero rolled up to the numbers. I've thought of a way for us to count even more, she said. Count more, asked Four. Count us in, exclaimed Seven. Lead the way, said One. They want to know how she can count, how she can become value, have value. Everyone counts, the numbers shouted. Zero jumped in. Then she leaped up high and said, here's something new we can try. If we help each other soar, we can count even more. Let's count again, starting with what? Let's find out. Starting with 10. Oh, 10. She added herself to the 1 and became 10. That's a big number. 20. She added herself to the 2. 20. She put herself next to 3, became 30. 40. 50. 60. 70. 80. 90. And what's next? What's next? Ooh, how exciting. She's going and going and going and going and going and going and going. 100. Wow, now it's 2 zeros. 1,000. Now 3 zeros. 10,000. 4 zeros. 100,000. 5 zeros. 1 million. Is that a million? Yes. We do count more, they cheered. Zero and the numbers explored and had fun, bringing more value to everyone. Wow. She saw herself in a new light. And this time, when she looked at herself, she felt whole. Right in her center, right there. She's shining bright in the center. She felt whole. You see that? Wow. That's the end of the story. Did you like the story, guys? 0. You know, I love this story a lot. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Jesus. How Jesus sees you and me with value. That means he sees you with, you're important to him. He cares about you. He loves you. He takes care of you because you are valuable to him. You're so important. So 0 saw herself in a different way. So if you can see yourself the way Abba sees you, he sees you beautiful. He sees you kind and loving and smart. He sees you funny and silly. And you are worthy of his love. Yeah, that's how he sees you. And you're just amazing. He just thinks you're wonderful. Even if you don't feel good about yourself, always remember that Abba thinks the best of you. He thinks highly of you. He thinks you're amazing. Even if you make a muddy choice, he still thinks you're valuable, right? Yes, he does. Okay, my darlings, that's our last story together. I wish we could keep going and going and going and going and going, but that's it. All right, it's Friday. It's the last day of Ocean Day. It's our last story. All right, my darlings, I love you with all of my heart. And remember, keep watching my videos, okay? And smile. And be silly. Be silly, okay? All right, my darlings, Abba loves you. He loves you with all of his heart, and Jesus is in your heart. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye. See you later. Chimichangas.